Like, how different has it been to actually have an off season and to actually get to spend time with your players, especially the newcomers?
Um, I, you take it for granted, David, but not any longer. And to have them back in here for both sessions of summer school, and I think we had 10 here in June, and then to have your team together in July, and to see them every day, and what a strange trip it's been, but awesome. A more typical off season, longer time in the weight room with Coach Jackson, who did a great job with them, and we're on the floor now and healthy, and doing okay.
It's crazy to think 2 years ago you were a really, really young team.
Yeah.
Now you guys are a lot older, a lot more experienced, and part of that is from that first class, Naheem,
Yeah.
Hunter, John. How have you seen those guys improve over your years here?
Tremendously. I mean, Aline and Couture came here at a time where I had no choice but to play them. And now, as third year guys, those guys have played a lot of ball. John Agioko is healthy and as fit as he's been. I think maybe made a bit of a mistake. I thought he was a little heavy last year, and he battled through a couple of injuries. John is going to help. Our team is doing very, very well. But to your point, it was painful at times going through it, but the experience and the reps that those guys had as young people, and now to see them as third year guys, and boy, they're doing really, really well. We will have the opportunity. I don't know that this is how it's going to play out, but we could conceivably. I think if we played tomorrow, we would start 3 fifth-year seniors in Murphy, Mutz, Aluma, and 2 juniors, and Couture and Aline. Those guys have seen a lot of plays. Those guys have been a part of a lot of winning, and it beats the alternative. I can tell you that. Those young ones can make your hair turn white.
In the off season, you brought in Mike Jones, who has
Yeah.
a lot of experience, and you have the Oliver Purnell connection. What has he brought that maybe you guys didn't have before? What kind of experience? How has that affected you guys?
He has been nothing short of exceptional, and I had a gut feeling. He's got presence. He's not a young person. He's coached a lot of basketball games. So there's nothing emotional or abrupt about him. He's bright. He's just a great resource. David, I think everything that I hope to have from Mike, I've gotten that and more. Now, having been around him for a little bit and through the summer, and today was our 5th practice, my concern, well, he's not going to be around here very long. He's going to be a head coach. He's that good. And I am delighted to have him in Blacksburg. His wife Stacy, they've added a lot to this community, and he is a champion through and through. He's really, really good, and excited to have him here. Yes, sir.
Coach,
How
when
you
you were
doing?
introduced, you were talking about taking this from a challenger brand to that of a champion brand. Just your thoughts on the progress you made in the big step forward that you took last season, and how that maybe set the expectations coming into this year.
Well, we'll try to temper those expectations. We're going to be pretty good, Eric. We're going to be pretty good. We're a long way from being very good right now. 5 practices in. That was the hand we were dealt when we got here. I've said it many times, through no one's fault, and lost a lot of really good players to graduation in the NBA. But I thought we hung in there and we did the best we could. And then, we're sitting Aluma out. I did not expect him to be as he was really, really good, and Mutz may have been the key to the team just in terms of his versatility, his ability to guard multiple positions. Both those guys are brilliant basketball players, really smart basketball people. We've come a long way, but many more mountains to climb. I do feel good about the progress, but there's more progress to be made, and but through 2 years and another recruiting class, and our third team that is here and intact and practicing, we're excited about it.
Mike, Keve is arguably the best returning player in the ACC. How can he get even better?
David, he did the NBA thing, and I've always thought, and I've had a number of kids do it, I've always thought that feedback is so powerful, coming from NBA executives, and they told him, you gotta get in the best shape you've ever been in. He's there. He looks different. He is in the best shape he's ever been in. He is shooting the ball at a very, very high clip. Now he is shot faking and getting places. He and Mutz might be our best drivers and the ability to pitch it around because of their ability to shoot. And they're both good players. But he's still learning, David. When he came to us at Wofford, I think it was his third, maybe his fourth year of organized basketball, and everything was so new to him. He's still exploring and still expanding his game, to this day. But he put together really a fine year a year ago, and he's better, David. He's better, and ready to have an even better senior season.
Where would you mentioned where you thought the team was and the program was. What about recruiting? I think a natural question that people had when you were hired was, okay, here's a guy who killed it at Wofford, but he's never recruited at this level. How would you assess where you are? Especially, you can't name names, but pretty good day for you yesterday.
Pretty good day yesterday. Great day. I think we've done well. This is an easy sell, David. This is a piece of cake. Recruiting's hard. I don't care where you are, but you're recruiting to a world-class university, an unbelievable college community, the Atlantic Coast Conference, the opportunity to play. We'll lose 3, Murphy, Aluma, and Mutz. So there will be opportunities for some. They've got to prove it. So I think our staff has done a great job, from Chester, Antoine, Christian, now with Kevin, Christian, and Mike, and seeing and evaluating guys that fit us and fit Virginia Tech and how we want to play and skill and basketball IQ. Having the opportunity to be out again in July was a big deal. Guys, y'all evaluating people on film, I think football has to do it because of the numbers. I'm not very good at that. To see how they interact with teammates, how they interact with coaches, how they play at 8 in the morning, how they play at 8 at night. How do they play when they're getting their tails whipped? How do they play when they're up by 20? There's so many things to be learned from those experiences in the July period and even the June period when they're with their high school team So, David, I feel good. I feel really good about the people that we brought here and what they've contributed to our program. And we have 3 committed now. I would like to have another 1 or 2. We'll see how that plays out. But I think that part of it has been pretty damn good to this point.
Mike, can you kind of break down for us what you've seen this summer and fall of the 4 newcomers and kind of what impressed you about them and maybe how many of them can maybe help you this year?
Mark, I think all of them can help us. I do. Time will tell. The bit of a log jam at 5 with John Agioko, Lynn Kidd, Jalen Haynes is much more of a 5, and certainly, it does offer the flexibility to get Aluma off the top, and we'll mess around a little bit. I don't know that we'll ever see a lineup of Agioko, Aluma, and Mutz together, but we're going to see a lineup of Aluma, Mutz, and Gasson. And Gasson maybe, arguably, has been our most impressive person through 5 practices. A long way to go. Sean Padula is going to play. I mean, I can see that through 5 practices. He adheres to the things that we value. Now, let me back up a little bit. Let's see when the fannies hit the bleachers out there, and we've got a different colored jersey staring at us. But he's a tough kid. He can make a shot. He doesn't turn the ball over. Jalen Haynes is big and has lost a lot of weight and really skilled, really good with the ball, left-handed. Lynn Kidd has done it at Clemson and a very good program. And I'm missing one. Stormer's going to be just fine. I got some familiarity with that boy.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you about that. How much does it help him, just from that familiarity standpoint, the terminology and so forth? How much further along is he?
Travis, I have to pinch myself. I see the little rat walking around the corner. It's like going back in time. It just so good to have him here. He affects a lot of things. He affects the energy of practice. He affects the winning culture. He's been a part of a lot of winning. I've so thoroughly enjoyed coaching him for his first 2 years. He's a star. You'll see coming here in a second. He'll look like your paper boy, but I'll tell you what, he's mean as a snake and knows what he's doing. He's a terrific passer. He does some things in practice now. I'm like, holy cow! I forgot that guy could do that sort of thing. He knows. Because of our time together, he knows exactly, what we're trying to get to, and don't have to coach him a whole lot. He's a terrific shooter. He's a consummate point guard. Not going to turn the ball over. So just thrilled to have the chance to coach him, one more year.
How much better is he than when you left Wofford?
Just so much bigger and stronger. I mean, he's not a little fella anymore. He's a big, strong guy. Has played a lot of basketball, played in a lot of big games. That would be the part of that jumps out at me. He's just a big, strong, good-looking young man now. Travis, go ahead.
I know you've obviously had some great individual shooters that you've coached in your career. Fletcher McGee could obviously help a little bit, but collectively, is this group, when you throw Couture and Eileen and Storm and Sean and even Mutz and Aluma, is this collectively maybe the best shooting team you've had?
Collectively, maybe. I've never had a team. I've mentioned this. I don't recall ever having a team where I was completely comfortable with all 5 guys shooting it. And I have a lot of things bouncing through my head on how best to utilize that. That's very uncomfortable. Nobody wants to guard a team that can do that. I typically have 3, maybe 4 on the floor at the same time, but to have 5, and I saw Mutz make 82 of 100 over there before practice last week. Aluma's shooting it at a high clip. So that will certainly be a strong suit of this team. I'm really excited about the different things that we can do with them to exploit that.
Paul Van Wagner on Zoom. Go ahead.
Mike, good afternoon.
Paul, have you shaved?
Question for you is this. How do you define success this year? What is the goal? What are the goals for the Virginia Tech men's basketball?
Paul, the goal is this. It always has been and will continue to be as long as I'm doing this, is for this team to be as good as it can possibly be. And I thought through our first 2 years that we, probably came pretty close to that. We lost 2 games in a row for the first time, unfortunately, last year at the end when we lost in the ACC tournament to North Carolina and then to Florida in the NCAA tournament. But we had a really good team, and we had some unfortunate occurrences that we're all aware of in February. So, I would never put a win total on that. Advancing in the NCAA tournament, not doing that, I think that's not very smart at this point in the year. If we can become as good as we think we can be, and I think that's pretty darn good, if we can do that, that will be a real success for me, and I'll get back to the mountains of North Carolina and fish this spring with a big smile on my face.
Is it safe to say that the team today is farther ahead than any of the previous teams that you've had just here at Virginia Tech, just simply because of the maturity level and the age of the kids that you have?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I do. Some teams you really have to slow down, and they don't know what they don't know, for lack of a better expression. This bunch, you can kind of hit the gas and move it along rather quickly, and let the young people, catch up as you move along. But the young people are doing a nice job in grasping concepts and how we want to play. Again, now, Paul, David asked a question about the summer. Summer's, and I don't want to give anybody the impression, I think we've got 8 hours. I think we don't come anywhere close to that in the summer. But that experience and that time together on the floor is so valuable to your team and for young for incoming freshmen. So I do think that yes, I agree.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Good to see everybody. Wish you well. See you soon enough.